Well, I think my 2 years in Rajya have been an extremely enriching experience. I met a lot of people who really matter, understood things from them much better. And within these 2 years, I have been working on a particular issue, particular cause that was about the copyright or the royalty security of the composers and writers. And very thankfully, the government has made a bill. They made a bill, brought it to the parliament, and within 2 years, this bill got totally unanimous support from both the houses. And there were some hitches, there were some reservations in the beginning or during the process, but they were solved. And in 2 years, within 2 years, this bill has been passed. Now it is an act. And this is perhaps India has given, I can say that very proudly, has one of the finest laws to the composers and writers in the world. And this act, this law, secures the right to royalty of writers and composers forever. Yeah, perhaps 65 years back, 63 years back, we had no culture of democracy. But today we have democracy, and it is very deeply rooted in our soil. At the same time, the things are changing. We are not only physically or financially, but as a matter of fact, intellectually and mentally and psychologically also entering the industrial era, the corporate times. And it cannot be selective. This era or this time cannot come only for certain people, and rest of them can remain, the poor wretched souls can remain in feudal times and in feudal values and be treated like bonded laborers. That's not possible. So things are changing. Like film industry is also within last 10-15 years has changed a lot. Their financial system, their arrangements, the way of making films, the financial channels, the outlets, all of them have changed to a great extent. But this change has to come down to the worker also. It is not possible that the producers or the companies will have all the privileges of an industrial of an industry, and rest of the people, the workers, will not have the advantages or benefit of working in industry. They'll remain in the feudal time. That's not possible. Obviously, things will change, and things are changing. And I think this particular act is one major step in that direction, and many steps will follow that. You see, life offers you packages, and every package has something good and something bad. What has happened that with this huge surge of industrialization, a lot of wealth has come in our society. I mean, the middle class and upper middle class are really having a party. Although, unfortunately, this new found prosperity has yet to reach the lower middle class, yet to touch the rural India. But I suppose with time it will happen, and we should see to it that it happens. On the other hand, it is always the urban middle class and upper middle class who are the patrons of art and literature, who generate it and who nurture it. Perhaps this class has become too busy making money. And on the list of our priority, literature, poetry, fine arts are rather low, if they are on the list at all. And it is showing. There is certain kind of lack of aesthetics which is happening in our society, and it should be a matter of great concern. Language is shrinking, not only poetry, language itself is shrinking. People have smaller vocabulary, and words are not ideas, but words are the bricks with which you make ideas. and you should have ample bricks with you to think clearly. If you don't have enough words, it is difficult to think clearly because you think in words. So language is very important. Besides that, language gives you identity. It gives you roots. It gives you this information, who you are, a sense of belonging with others who are speaking this language. We as a society are rather indifferent to these realities at the moment, which is frightening, which is very dangerous. And I think our education system, our society, our families should think about it. Perhaps things can be done or can be made to happen without too many words. Yes and no is enough. Delete or save is good enough for many things. But I think life is not a machine. And I hope that life will never turn into a machine. The warmth, emotion, feelings, compassion, these things cannot be codified totally. That fuzzy area of our thinking, of our feeling should remain there. That makes us human beings. I think it has unnecessarily been made a very big issue. Yes, I mean everybody on Twitter or other platform, everybody was going gaga over it. So I told them that, listen, somebody should have the courage to tell that the emperor is not wearing anything. You know, you get intimidated by popularity. And sometimes I feel fashions and fads are also contagious. Somebody does it, so somebody does it. And because some people are doing it, then some people start doing it. And that is how it happens. Most of our opinions are off the shelf. We don't have the guts and courage to have our own opinion, and particularly if it is not a popular opinion. So somebody has to break this silence. And that's all I did. Once I expressed my opinion about this particular song, and that's about all. I mean, it is not the mission of my life to prove one particular song bad or inferior. It's okay if some people like it. I mean, that's their problem, not mine. I think it shows how things can be made popular, for a while at least. If anything which is really so very good, then it will be remembered for years. Like if you remember so many songs that you can recall, which were recorded or played 50 years or 60 years back. But these songs which come and for a while they create some kind of a noise and draw attention, they vanish without a trace within a month. So they are hyped, artificially hyped into this kind of position. And when that hype is withdrawn, the song also vanishes. This is not the part of Indian listener's psyche. It will never be deposited there. Because if any song that gets deposited in your psyche, in your memory, that can be recalled even after 60 years. There are so many songs that you remember they were released 60, 65 years back. And even today, people, when you start singing that song at a party, everybody joins you. I think we are reaching a turning point. There is a bend in the road, and these kind of so-called item songs are fast losing their utility. Such things cannot stay for a very long time. It's not possible. It has happened in past also. They come for a while and everybody gets enamored. But very soon people get bored of that. And they again start looking for songs which have certain depth, certain meaning, certain feeling. And the songs that touch their heart. and that shall happen again. Oh yes, whenever a change is occurring, there is a section of society that tries to stop it. There are conservatives who believe that nothing should be done for the first time. And yes, this intolerance that you see is why it is there. It is there because those intolerant people can see that major changes are occurring. They are coming to us. And they are almost inevitable. And they are fighting a losing battle. This intolerance is not in an average Indian. This intolerance is engineered, crafted, programmed, and imposed upon the society. It is never spontaneous. It is never the morality of an average Indian. As a matter of fact, on the other side you see the kind of films that are made today, whether it is Kahani or say so many pictures. There is one film, I can't recall the title of the picture, that is about this artificial insemination. Could you imagine that a film will be made on these topics? On sperm donation? Or dirty picture? Or Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara? Now the whole morality, the image of the woman in films has changed. It's no longer the docile doormat that you would see in 50s and 60s. Melodrama has gone out. The kind of stories that are being made by young people are marvelous, and they have contemporary morality. And these pictures are doing extremely well. So it means this is the morality of the society, and the society accepts these things. On the other side, there are some conservative people, archaic people, who are trying to impose totally obsolete values on the society, but they will lose, they always lose.